Hello and welcome to My Finance Teacher on YouTube. Today is 14th of June 2017 and the elephant in the room is the upcoming FOMC meeting, which will happen in only a few hours. So let's have a look at how gold performs around those meetings. These lines indicate the timings of the FOMC meetings this year in 2017, and the tendency this year has been for gold to decrease for several days prior to the meetings. During the advancing phase of the intermediate cycle, gold was turned up after the meetings. Once we've passed the midpoint, a possible midpoint of this intermediate cycle in gold, gold did not turn up after the previous FOMC meeting, probably because the market is expecting gold to be in this downward phase, in the declining phase of this half a year of this intermediate cycle. So I think the same is going to happen this time. After the FOMC meeting, I think gold will continue going down for several days until it finishes this shorter term cycle. As I mentioned in some of my previous videos, these intermediate cycles in gold, which last for about half a year, generally consist of several short term cycles which last for about a year, a month and a half or 2 months. Now, as I mentioned, after the FOMC meeting, I expect gold to continue downwards to finish this shorter term cycle. Gold price will continue to decrease until it reaches one of the possible support levels, which we'll have a look at in a moment. Another indication for the gold price to continue decreasing is this RSI. This is a 10-day RSI, which is only in the neutral zone. And for this shorter term cycle to finish, to reach its low, we should see this 10-day RSI on a daily chart of gold price be somewhat closer to the oversold levels. Now let's have a look at those support levels and see where gold will probably stop its downward momentum. Well, one of the two possible support levels that I see can be constructed by connecting these three previous short-term cycle lows, and after gold reaches this support level, I expect gold price to bounce up for a while, probably for a couple of weeks. And I expect that because we will be in the time band for the shorter term cycle to finish, which generally lasts for about a month and a half or 2 months. Another possible support zone for gold price to reach over the next several days can be seen when we look at this weekly chart of gold price. And 1200 is a nice round number, which in itself might serve as a support zone, and additionally it is a support zone that can be seen on the chart as well. So that's another possible price for gold to reach on its downward momentum before we see a short-term bounce upwards. I expect this short-term bounce upwards, and I expect another short-term cycle in gold, because I think in these several days, a week or maybe 2, we might not have enough time for gold to reach the upper trend line of this triangle consolidation zone. Hence, we might need another short-term cycle to reach this consolidation zone and break out of this zone. which will look something like this. Of course, what it means is the possible low in this intermediate cycle might actually happen sometime late in July rather than in late June, as I have been expecting in the past. However, once this intermediate cycle in gold reaches its low, finishes most likely on this lower boundary of the triangle consolidation zone, it will be a good time to enter long positions. Having mentioned long positions, remember this is not investment advice. However, I do wish you luck, and I do appreciate you hitting the like button under the video and commenting as well. Thank you for your attention.